Everyone, welcome. I appreciate you all taking the time to be here today. My name is Matthew Kane too. I am one of the cybersecurity risk specialists here at Tech. Isabella and I are going to walk you through the program of Shield, and we're really excited. We are really excited about this program. By the time we wrap up, you will have a good understanding of what Shield is and why it matters for your county, and especially how to get enrolled because like I said, this is something we're really proud of, we're really excited about, and we're excited to get counties onboarded. So before we go into the nitty gritty stuff, I'm just going to walk you through the disclaimer. Everything we covered today is for educational purposes. If we talk through any claim scenarios, those are hypothetical. Your actual coverage depends on your specific coverage document. What we are sharing today are best practices, not requirements. And the session does not count toward your annual cybersecurity training. So do not skip that. If you ever have a legal questions, always loop in with your county attorney. So just,
Great.
oh,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
sorry, Matthew. I was on top, so I was just going to start with this. I'm Isabella Shorewood. I'm your cybersecurity risk specialist for the Northwest and Northeast. As you can see, I am the green section up top. And if you ever need to contact me, here's my phone number right here. And then right underneath it is our inquiries email. So if you ever have any questions, comments, concerns, you can always send any of those right to that email, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Yes, just to piggyback off of what Isabella was saying, I am going to be part of the Southwest, Southeast regions. I am the blue, as you can see. About that integrated email below the techrmpcyber@county.org, doesn't matter what county you're in, as long as you send that email, it will be triaged to the correct specialists. So you will just we will know exactly who to work with, and you will be hopefully that'll put ease to your mind that you won't get confused with who your specialist is supposed to be.
Awesome. So I just wanted to open today with just saying welcome. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. We know you're taking time out of your day. I hope you can eat your lunch while you watch to make sure that you have a little extra time with this. But I just wanted to go over the roadmap for today and kind of introduce you to this tool. So we just wanted to go over how cybersecurity threats right now are very large. They're currently hitting counties. We see new attacks every day hitting different counties. And in the past couple months and years, ransomware has completely frozen court systems, delayed payrolls, and even exposed citizens' data across the state. In the past 2 years, TAC has experienced a 400% increase in cyber claims from 2024 to 2025. And today we're going to teach you about a new no-cost resource that meaningfully protects your county from the inside out. So to get over to what we're going to be talking about today, we're going to start with the current threat landscape. So what's going on in the world, in the cyber world, why traditional training falls short, a better approach to cybersecurity training, introducing this resource, and then how you can get started on this resource. So I'm going to talk about how counties are prime targets right now. So local governments manage sensitive data, and they have very lean IT budgets, making them disproportionately targeted in the public sector. So I know it's going on budget season right now, so this is a great time to implement this so you don't have to spend any extra money on the resource that you can get at no cost. And if you think about the data that counties have, if you think of all the social security numbers, all of the dates of birth, even their employees' information, including HIPAA information from health insurance, this is all very protected and highly lucrative in the cyber world. Currently, if you look at the cyber world, it looks like a business model. So ransomware actors and threat actors are acting as a business. So they'll steal data, lock down systems, and basically sell that data to get money or lock down your systems to get ransom payments. So when we're looking at these breaches, about 68% of breaches involve the human element. So that means either clicking on an email that maybe was sent in, downloading something fishy from the internet, you name it, but that's really how they're getting in. So it really starts with the human, and then it affects your systems. The average cost per day of a ransomware attack on a government entity is almost 24,000. And think about, if your average downtime is almost 30 days, think about how much $24,000 times 30 days, and then you'll get some big numbers there. And so we don't want you having to either pay these expenses, business expenses, PR expenses, for not necessarily if, but kind of when these happen, because we're seeing not necessarily just ransomware attacks, but business email compromises all over the state. So when these IT systems fail because of cyber incidents, it's eroding public trust and can take months to really get through them. Oh, Matthew, you're muted right now.
I was so scared that was going to happen to me. So we're going to talk about common attack vectors. How are counties actually getting hit? Well, it comes down to three things. First and foremost, and this is not a surprise to anyone, it's phishing emails. What these are, they're fraudulent emails that look legitimate, whether it's, it looks like it's from a routine county business email address or a friend, right? Something that looks totally normal, and it's hard to identify whether it's real or not. Someone clicks a link, enters their credentials, and boom, just like that, the attacker's in. Second is compromised credentials. If an employee reuses the same password for their county email and a personal account, that personal account gets breached, well, that attacker now has the keys to your county systems too. There's a lot of ways to mitigate this, and we can go into detail about how to mitigate this later down in the presentation, but just keep that in mind. Third is social engineering. This is someone calling and pretending to be an IT support or impersonating a vendor and requesting a wire transfer. It's all about manipulation, right? The common thread here is all three of these target people, not technology. You can have the best firewall in the world, but if someone clicks on the wrong link, none of that matters. So just to go off of what Isabella was saying, it's very much the human factor that we're trying to mitigate these attacks from. You guys, no one's doing anything wrong, right? Every single day we see these attacks getting more and more advanced, more and more sophisticated, especially with the rise in AI. It's hard. It's hard to identify whether something is legitimate or not. When it comes from phishing emails all the way to even spam calls, super hard. So hopefully by the end of this presentation, you can get an idea of what to look out for and just some common things to be aware of so that these attacks don't affect you or your county. So we're going to go into why traditional training falls short. So most counties are doing annual training and checking the box. The problem is threats do not show up once a year. Employees forget what they learned within minutes of finishing the annual course. The research backs that up. And even if they pass the quiz, that does not mean they're going to recognize a phishing email the next week. On top of that, a lot of the content is generic. It does not relate to the county work, so employees tune out. It feels like a chore, not something that actually helps. When training feels like punishment instead of empowerment, you get resentment, not resilience. This is where we like to close that gap. You're muted, Isabella.
Next, we're going to go on to how this is a better approach. So the goal isn't compliance, it's culture change. This doesn't start with just a click of a button. It does require kind of a top-down approach and leadership taking the role of really bringing everyone together. So we've broken it into 5 principles to separate effective programs from forgettable ones. So first is bite-sized and regular videos or training. So short, frequent lessons that reinforce awareness continuously. As we've seen with new research studies, adult learning, adults really gain better experience when learning new things when it's micro learning content. So this is short form learning content. So you're really learning 3 to 5 minutes at a time. And during this time, you're either reading something shorter, watching a video, but it's something that's more repetitive and it's actually deals with the context of their work environment. So that goes on to the real world scenarios. So a lot of these trainings are built around situations county employees actually encounter. So with this tool, it actually provides training that is role-based specific. So let's say you have an HR team that wanted some new training, or you want to do training for HR. There's specific cyber measures specifically for HR employees to help them better understand how a cyber and IT fits into their day-to-day work environment. Next, there's interactive and engaging formats. So dynamic formats that promote active learning over passive clicking. So this requires interactive. So one of the cool things I'll be going over later is this, one of the videos systems is about these aliens that are plopped down into a new work environment, and they have to learn how to use a computer. So it goes really basic steps of how do you teach multi-factor authentication to an alien or a different monster. So it's really keeps you interactive and engaged because it's funny, and it's not what you normally see when learning. Next are measurable results. So with this tool, you can track real-time behavior changes. You can see who's doing the education learning, who's not, who's maybe failing some of the phishing simulations, so who to maybe provide more education training to. So you can identify the vulnerable areas of your county and then really solidify and make a program of how can we make change from this. Next is positive reinforcement. Reward good behavior. I know for me, it's great if we get something that rewards doing good and doing your job better. And that positive reinforcement is really driving change. So we always recommend, oh, you can put your top 3 performers of who's doing the best on not clicking on the fake phishing links, who's doing the best at doing their education training. Maybe give them a mug or some county merch, maybe a $5 Starbucks gift card every couple of months. Maybe every quarter you have the top performers, and the competitive nature of people really gets them to be more involved, and so that really helps drive a real culture change.
So this is the core of what Shield does. It runs a continuous cycle that's just in 4 steps. First, we send out simulated phishing emails. These are obvious fakes. These are not obvious fakes. They look like real county correspondence. And trust me, these emails can get very, very specific and niche based on your county. If they catch it, great. They report it through the built-in channels. That is the behavior we want to build and the culture that we want to build. If they click it, they're not in trouble. I know some people like to, scream at their employees for clicking a phishing email. It's even a campaign, but no, they're not in trouble. Instead, they are taken to a short training module, and from there, a teachable moment happens. They watch the video, they answer a few questions, and boom, that's it. It's not 6 months later in a conference room where you have to, do this cycle all over again with, the training. It's just there. Over time, those behavior change adds up. Click rates drop, reporter rates goes up. That is real measurable resilience. And this cycle does not run once a year or once a quarter. It runs continuously. I've seen campaigns built from the ground up for counties, and trust me, it is amazing on what they can do and how they can cater it to that specific county. So this is, in my opinion, I feel like this can be very, very beneficial to all counties. So features built for your county government. Let me walk you through what the platform actually gives you. Once it's set up, it runs on autopilot. Your IT team does not have to manually manage campaigns. It just runs year round. The phishing simulations are realistic, and when someone clicks, it turns into an instant learning opportunity. Not shaming, just education. The content is built for county government. These are not generic corporate scenarios. We are talking tax office, law enforcement, courts, the kind of emails you actually see every single day. Your IT team gets a dashboard that shows everything: who is clicking, who is reporting, which departments need attention, all in one place. Very good report, in my opinion. Employees can do their training from any device, whether it works for them, whether it's on the desktop or phones or their tablets, doesn't matter where. Super interactive for not only the IT, but the county employees, because they're the ones who are going to be kind of the ones running this program. And the platform identifies your risk areas so you can step in before a real attack hits, not after. Minimal lift for IT, maximum insight, built for counties of every size.
So I want to do a quick overview of kind of what the platform looks like. So before you're thrown into the deep end, not really. We have a great partner, Stephen, that works with us, but at TechGuard. But here's kind of what you'll be seeing when you get access to the platform. So TAC RMP, the risk management pool, teamed up with TechGuard to provide a limited number of licenses. So you will be able to get this tool first come, first serve as of right now. So if you want to get more involved, we'll tell you how to do that later. But first, I want to show you kind of what the platform looks like and what it has. So this is called the phishing template library. So similar to other phishing simulation tools, KnowBe4, GoPhish, they're all different big phishing simulation platforms, but based on kind of what I've seen of the other ones, this one is fantastic. It has over 2,000 different phishing templates and simulation templates. So with these templates, you can actually customize them to tools that your county may use. Also, they're providing new templates all the time. So recently, a couple months ago, CrowdStrike there was a really big phishing campaign that looked like it was a CrowdStrike email. So within a week or two, they put up their own template that looks just like it to see if they could continue getting people with it, because we saw a bunch of business email compromise breaches with that. They try to keep up as much as they can with real world events. And so they're constantly adding phishing templates to here. However, you can also add your own. So let's say you use a certain technology vendor or payment provider that you wanted to see if are your employees really looking at something. You can create your own campaign take the logo of that company, put it on, and maybe just the email's different and it's a spoofed email, so it looks just a little bit different than maybe what that email would look like. See if your employees are actually paying attention. So they have a great variety of different phishing simulation templates. Next are the awareness campaigns. So these are campaigns that can go on year round. So let's say you wanted to do training once a month, once a quarter. Our partner, Stephen at TechGuard, he'll help you completely set up phishing campaigns throughout the year, phishing awareness programs throughout the year. And these trainings aren't just about phishing, though. It covers all cybersecurity bases. So if you want to learn more about surfing the internet safely, if you want to learn more about AI and cybersecurity, what does the landscape of AI look like right now? What are big cybersecurity risks going on? How do I manage my Wi-Fi properly? Simple things like that, or even more advanced things of configuring certain items. So it has a great amount of information, but you can also specify to different role-based trainings. So a lot of these are not super complex. They're only 3 to 5 minute videos, maybe 3 to 7, kind of depending on how intricate it is. But they go over the basics of certain topics. So it is available to anyone in your county that wants to learn more, and that you can provide that training to. So there's cycles of this training. And with this training, they can be about a year or two long, a lot of these right now, and that can get set up. So once it's set up, you don't even have to go back and look at it. You can just look at the reporting. Speaking of reporting, this is what it looks like. So when a phishing campaign goes on, you'll see a phish rate. So you'll see what percentage of your employees are clicking during the 30-day period, or just overall. You can change that time period just based off how long you've been using it. And then you can look at the training completion, because after every phishing simulation, you can add a training to it. So as soon as they click on a phishing link, they will get sent training. So they don't have to do it immediately. Sometimes your days are really busy, but it's a 3 to 5 minute training video that they can complete, and they'll get notifications that they need to complete until they do it. And so we know that everyone has super busy schedules. So this short training really allows for you to continue your workday without any crazy hour disruptions. Next is kind of what the awareness education dashboard is. So you can see who's completing the awareness education. Maybe people are doing extra. So that's the great part about the awareness education part, is this is constant micro training. So you don't have to wait a full year for someone to get cybersecurity training through the state required one. You can be doing this all the time. Maybe not too often, because then you'll get training fatigue, but once a month, every couple times a quarter, depending on what your county needs, you can kind of change that, because it really allows you to individualize it.
All right, let's get into the real deal. No additional cost. Here is the part that I want everyone to pay attention to. Before I get into this, there's a quote from a very influential man, and his quote is, "If you're not talking money, I don't want to talk." Okay. I'm not going to say who that it's from, but it goes hand in hand with what this is. So if you were to go out and buy something like KnowBe4 on your own, you're looking at $3 to $4 per employees per month. For a county with 500 employees, that is $17,000 to $22,000 a year, right? That's a little too much, especially when, this is here, right? With Tech RMP Cyber Coverage, your cost is zero. No hidden fees, no surprise invoices. This is part of our commitment to proactive loss prevention. The best claim is the one that never happens. One thing I will always mention is that the licenses are limited for this. So if this sounds like something your county could benefit from, I would very much encourage you to get enrolled sooner rather than later to secure a spot. Depending on what region you land in, that's either going to be mine, or Isabella's county, or regions. I apologize. We will reach out and we'll take those necessary steps to get you enrolled and make sure you're up and running as soon as we can get you up and running. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Matthew, we've got a question from the chat, actually a couple of questions. Vanessa's asking, which you already answered. The first question was, this is free to counties any size. The second question is it first come, first serve as of right now? And then the third question, can HR oversee this instead of IT?
Yeah, so for right now, like Isabella was saying, there are a limited number of seats. It is first come, first serve right now. So that kind of answers that question. Can HR oversee this instead of IT? We have seen counties implement this that don't have IT as the main overseer. That is possible. Again, I would have to get back to you on that for more specific details. I don't see why that would be a problem though.
Yeah, I just want to jump in here. So we have a lot of counties that do contract their IT out with a managed service provider. So I work with treasurers, judges, you name it, positions that are completely running the service. And I've gotten feedback from them that the partnership with TechGuard is so great that they don't need to have an IT focus to be able to use this tool. You will have to be in partnership a little bit with your managed service provider, just because you do have to do some technical backgrounds of making sure the emails get through. So you can just basically, you'll send over like an email to your managed service provider. Hey, can you do these emails in our allow listing? And then we'll do periodically testing on email on a call with TechGuard to make sure that they're coming through. So we will be there with you step by step. There's usually a couple different meetings that are involved with this. So the first meeting will just be onboarding with the product. With this, you'll just learn about the product, see how stuff is done. The next one will be actually sending different phishing simulations as a test. So you'll probably send them just to yourself or whoever you want to send them to that knows it's coming, just to make sure you're checking that it works and it's going through all the filters. Because prior to that, you would have asked your managed service provider or your IT to allow list them. And then the third call is after all the people are after all your employees are put into the site, you will start sending out phishing campaigns and education awareness campaigns. So Stephen, our strategic partner at TechGuard, is fantastic at really, if you need more than 3 meetings to get this up and going, that is completely fine. And he understands that your schedules are super busy, especially with budgeting season right now, that usually it's like maybe once a week or every couple of weeks, he'll check in for the first month or 2 as you get everything set up. And then after that, it'll be about quarterly.
So Molly Kreiner asked that she made a comment that they contract out their IT. How would that work if they're not a department of theirs?
Yeah, so you'll choose a systems administrator within your county. So whether that is your treasurer or your HR or your judge, whomever you want it to be to run it as part of their duties, then you'll just contact your managed service provider to do some allow listings, which is basically just saying to the firewall, here and the network, here are the emails that can come through that aren't security risks. And with that, that's pretty much all your IT needs to help on the outside, and then you can manage the rest. So I think Beth, you wanted to continue on the implementation and next step.
I know we kind of already went over it with Isabella, but just to kind of reiterate what she was saying, getting started it's very straightforward, just 4 steps. You enroll with us. We help you configure the platform and import your staff list. You launch your first campaign, and then boom, you monitor progress through the dashboard. Most counties are up and running within days. It's all dependent on how quickly you respond to us, because we can get you guys suited up within the week, right? Like I said, we want to get you guys onboarded as soon as we can. This is not a situation where this is not a situation where we hand you a tool and disappear. We're going to always provide hands-on guidance and support throughout the longevity of this program, and do checkups, making sure everything's good on your end.
With this, so we do have an enroll now QR code. This is a safe QR code. It's just going to something that TAC will respond to you if you want to get started with this, or you can email us right above there saying that you want to get involved. So the next steps are sign up today. Please don't wait, because incidents are going to happen. So you need to take the proactivity to put some implementations in now to help mitigate that risk. And you can always talk to our team. So we're available for one-on-one discussions about your county needs at all times. So anytime, 8 to 5 business days, you just let us know. If you want to jump on a call or an email, we're here for you. We also have a bunch of other resources that we're going to provide our flyer in the chat. And so you can look over those. So if you're interested in those too, you can always reach out for us. But lastly, we just want to know that you can partner with us to invest in your cybersecurity future with TAC RMP, because we're just more than a resource. We are your partner. You are a member of the risk pool, and with your cyber coverage, we want to make sure that you can best mitigate your risks to your greatest ability. And we just really appreciate you being here today. If you have any more questions, please let us know in the chat.
So, yeah, can you go over again what SHIELD stands for? That was one of the questions from the chat.
Matthew, I don't have it.
I have it right here. Give me 1 sec. SHIELD. Oh my gosh. My computer's not working today.
Secure Human Intelligence Education Defense.
Yes, that is what SHIELD is.
Learning defense. Sorry, I forgot the L.
And Vanessa, yes, we will most definitely give you more information following this email. I believe that's Fall County. That's going to be in your region, Isabella.
Awesome.
Good. Any more questions that we can answer, answer right now? This is great. No, we like me and Isabella, we're saying we want to get as many counties as we can on board with this. Will this be offered again?
So you can sign up at any time currently.
Yes.
So let's say you're going through budget season right now, unsure if you have one, right? You can always go and talk to your county officials, see what's in play. If you don't have one, please reach out to us and we're more than willing to help set you up with this resource, but is available until we run out of licenses. So please continue to reach out if you want this tool.
I don't know if you guys saw the question about how time intensive would this be?
Definitely for the first month, it is a bit more time intensive just because you are doing a lot of the testing and getting up. However, after the first 3 to 4 weeks, the meetings will be periodically throughout the year, just about every quarter, every couple of months, just to see. So it's like at the beginning, it's a little bit heavier of a lift, but it's nothing that I think any of you that cannot do. So I'm sure all of you can do this. I've seen judges, treasurers do this who have no technical background, and that's completely okay.
We and more on the time part, we usually see counties kind of get fully onboarded within a 45-day window. That's the average that we see. So depending on how you look at it, it can be a little time intensive. However, you know, the meetings that we have with our strategic partner, Stephen, they're only 30-minute meetings, but they're packed with information, and just the guidance that he provides is, you know, amazing.
Right. I'm not seeing any more questions coming across. So if you guys would like to, there it is, Secure Human Intelligence Education and Learning Defense. If you all had any questions, again, I think Matthew and Isabella provided their contact information. You can also email us anywhere here at TAC if you didn't get their specific email addresses. It's isabellas@county.org and matthewc@county.org. And we are going to go ahead and wrap this session up. Thank you all so much for attending today. And please reach out if you've got any further questions about SHIELD. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.